All right, guys, Red Alert 2 World Series action coming at you here. We are in the Pro Division. We got a 2v2 tournament here today, and yeah, it should be good. I'm excited. We got some known names in here. Some of the big players you guys know and love, teamed up with some newer players. Going to keep things fresh and fun for us here. Can I pull up these brackets? But again, it is a 2v2. We're doing a single day tournament here, so we got 4 teams. This is a rendition of the Boom map. So this is the 1v1 tournament map for the month, but I've made it a little bit bigger for 2v2 here. There's some tech oils in the middle that can be captured. A demo truck spawns right here. You do start with an oil and a power on both in both corners for both teammates. And there's an airport on the bottom that gives a crazy Ivan. So I hope you guys have your notepads because there's a lot going on here. On the right side here, we do have Ed. Ed, the wild card. He's the captain here on the right side. He's teamed up with Bonesaw in orange. They are facing off against the Dynamic Dino in blue. He's teamed up with Full Heart. Full Heart in teal. Full Heart, one of our newer guys in here, just won his way into the semi-pros this month. So yeah, I matched all these guys up kind of based on ranking and stuff, so should have some pretty even teams, but you never really know in 2v2 how things are going to go. Dynamic takes the higher ground here, clearly knows the map a little bit better, going to get all 4 of those tech oils. Ed and Saw, I wouldn't imagine these guys did a lot of practice, possibly have not communicated at all, but that's the wild card style here. I did send the map to these guys last night. Oh, we have action on the bottom side too. This is going to be hard to follow. The map is so small. I'm still struggling. So Saw banging out on the bottom side versus Full Heart. This top side, this is going to be very tricky on the top side here. So Ed's going to go for a gut shot. He's lost the higher ground. Dynamic has tons of money. So Ed goes right down the middle here. He's considering diving for that MCV, but doesn't really have the tanks. But yeah, now a little yo-yo action. Saw on the bottom side. Oh, but Dynamics goes down the gut here. And it looks like Ed's able to hold on the backside. So Ed does hold his MCV. Oof, you guys, this is gonna be a long day, man. This is yeah, this one plays fast. Obviously this middle down, right down, the opening down the middle here makes things so fast. So now Ed pushing through again, conscripts as fodder here, and Saw and Ed doing a pretty good job keeping kind of counter pressure on both sides, not allowing the enemy here to kind of double up their defenses. Now Dynamic spamming from this barracks. Dynamic has so much money right now. Dynamic's on 11k with those 4 tech oils, which is so nice. Demo truck out. Ed needs to be careful here. The demo truck's coming. That's going to get a war factory. It does get a war factory. Ed has another war factory though, so he's not totally out tank production here. Ed says, huh. Again, I sent the map to the guys last night. The info is in the preview. I'm not able to make people practice the maps, unfortunately. So that's just how it goes here. Dynamic playing off this higher ground here. This has got to be a pretty important zone on this map, generally speaking. The higher you are, the more you can get done. You know, obviously it gets you a range advantage. Attacking from the higher ground is always going to be nice. Dynamic now walking more towards Ed's side of the map. Ed out now with a radar and a desolator, going to try to slow things down. Saw helping Ed defend here, but this position's tricky. Yeah, these guys going down the middle, I like this. You see Ed and Saw are both bundled up. They're going to go right down the middle here, try to get something done, get into a base trade situation. Ed does have desolators on the backside to protect himself here. Let's see what they can get done. They need to take an MCV here, at least an MCV, hopefully even more. Dynamic now back to defend. Full Heart definitely, you know, one of the lower ranked players in this event, and you see that a little bit here, but Dynamic is just putting so much on his back right now. They do get Full Heart's MCV. Ed gets an elite in this group, and is going to make sure to take down some Dynamic's tanks here as well. Desolators on the top side, so that oil takes out the power plant. So Ed, now drones, so now everyone's switching over to drones to try to slow things down here. So Full Heart's out in MCV, but Full Heart's still producing, still has money, still has power. And now Dynamic coming down. Dynamic still with a massive tank advantage. Yeah, Dynamic knows exactly what he's doing on this map. He got those oils. He's on 4 war factories. He's dialed in here. But Ed, you know, like I said, Ed's learning to fly on the fall here on this map. Clearly, these guys didn't do much prep work, but Ed's not the kind of guy who needs much prep work. We do have an elite desolator. It's not something you see very often. The reason for that is that your deployed weapon, the deployed weapon does not count towards getting you to elite. You have to kill things with your actual gun. The desolator has to kill things with its actual gun to go elite. That's why you don't see that very often. So Ed pretty much getting rolled through here now. Ed's only producing on a barracks. Dynamic and Full Heart bringing in some reinforcements as well. Saw gonna lose his MCV. Yeah, so these guys are going down point number 1. All right, so point number 1 up for Dynamic Dino and Full Heart here. Yeah, so the interesting thing here is these 4 oils up here. Now, if you destroy one of them, they're all going to get destroyed. They're all 4 going to get destroyed here. So, yeah, I mean, putting pressure up here, and now you see already, yeah, so Ed now on this top side. Dynamic going to bring the GI. So if you guys notice here, the GI is coming out a little bit slower than normal. We have put in a slight nerf this month on the boom map. The GI build speed was slightly brought down, just enough. I mean, we're going very slow with it. The GI rush is one of those things that, you know, it's been a topic of a lot of debate in Blitz for a long time now. The argument is that Allied needs it early on, you know, but in some cases it's too strong. Oftentimes it's an issue with map design. But anyway, we did bring the GI build speed down just a little bit this month, kind of see how that goes. Dynamic splitting off some GIs. Some GIs going to the bottom. Early Desolator, though, for Ed. Oh, but he does get in range of that pillbox. Wow, and does keep that Desolator alive just barely. Very nice micro there from Ed to get that Desolator through. GIs here a bit annoying. Ooh, the GIs do get down and grab an oil there from Saw. We do have a little bit of action here on the island as well. Saw got in and grabbed that airport. Again, that airport does give a crazy Ivan, as if there's not enough things to already keep track of here. So we're going to see the action at the top side. Ed and Dynamic, the two team captains going at each other. Now, Ed with Soviet here, you got to expect to see a bunker coming from Ed. Again, one oil is going to take out all the oils. So there. So now the oils are gone. Obviously, in that first game, it did get them a win, but again, it's one of those things you have to be really uncontested to hold those oils early on like that. And now Ed rolling through, and just like that, you know, now you're seeing, obviously, the argument for why these GIs do need to be strong is because obviously the Rhinos are so strong. Ed brings out an engineer. Not sure what that engineer is for. The only tech you can capture are those center oils. Maybe he thought maybe the one was going to destroy and the other ones would stay alive. Ed now selling off some buildings here to try to keep some money rolling on this top side. These early engagements can be very, very expensive. I'll get my Discord notifications turned off. I know you guys, I know how weird that is when you're watching a stream with those. You keep thinking it's your own Discord pinging you. I'm getting into a little bit of lag here. GI is now coming across the top side, and Ed did sell off his radar, so no Desolator from the top side. Ed, yeah, and Ed just put himself dead broke. Where are Ed's oils? Ed only on a second oil here, so Ed got a little bit out of order with his build, that early radar, and then didn't get tech going. Dino now with a lot of uncontested Grizzlies on the left side. Yeah, and Ed just dead broke. Ed is going to grab the demo truck, which is nice because they need these kind of wild card moves here to get something done, as Ed's MCV going to be going down here. The demo truck doesn't get anything done. Saw with a lot of tanks, but yeah, very, very tricky here. I mean, Ed contested that top side nicely, but just wasn't able to keep up his economy on the back end. Saw's tanks get strung out there. He's going to get double teamed here. This is just an issue. Ooh, but they heavily radiate themselves there. They're doing these guys a huge favor. Being down MCV now pretty tough, as Full Heart over to Battle Lab Tech, Iron Curtain out, and Ed's. I mean, what do you really do here? Being down MCV, really, really tough. Yeah, so this is the new boom map, but this is the 2v2 version. This version added another level. This is quite a bit bigger than the one that's in Quick Match right now. Yeah, I mean, Saw's a beast. You know, Saw's a beast. The problem is right now is that you're just seeing Dynamic prepped this a lot better, this map, but Saw, this is a lot of uncontested Rhinos. Full Heart way too slow to help out here, and so Saw gets in and hits that MCV. Now Ed is only producing on a barracks right now, so Ed just trying to get something done on the top side. If he could take out this wharf, well, no, he's got multiple war factories. It's hard. This is pretty much a 2v1. Saw goes right into the belly of the beast here. A bit of a questionable engagement, you gotta think, but somehow he's getting it done. That's why we call him the Bone Saw. Dynamic now with a billion GIs. And Saw doing work right now. Saw has a war machine. This is his preferred style. And Ed's doing work with the conscripts. Oh my God, he's going to get the AFC. He's going to get the AFC. He gets the AFC. And Saw continuing to go to work here. Oh, the Iron Curtain comes out. And look at that teamwork from Full Heart. Full Heart, Iron Curtains, Dynamics, tanks. And now Full Heart is in the water with a Naval Yard. Naval Yard out, and he has the Battle Lab. So there's going to be some Dreadnoughts coming here. And Saw could be in a bit of trouble. So 2 players have lost their MCVs. However, you see Dynamic just producing on a lot more, right? Dynamic still has 2 war factories. Ed only producing on a barracks right now. So it is essentially a 2v1. These GIs are going to cause a lot of issues. Saw needs to get over to a Desolator very, very quickly. Oh, his tank's going to get... Oh, that lightning takes out some of those GIs. But yeah, this is tough. Saw's going to try to take out, making a dive here. The GIs are going to roll through. There's no Desolator. Demo truck comes in now. Yeah, good little back and forth. Nice effort here. But again, yeah, you just saw early on some kind of early issues there with how to deal with the economy, how to do the build. Dreadnought's out now, but the MCV goes down. So many GIs, so many Desolators. Ed's Conscript still doing work on the backside, but not going to matter. Second point going to Dino and Full Heart. Jaws with the sub. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're trying to get more professional around here. You know, the thing is, you don't dress like the streamer you are, dress like the streamer that you want to be. So now we wear a collared shirt, got a new haircut. We're coming for that Red Bull sponsorship. Here's the thing, guys. I am now a professional streamer. For a long time, all the money that I made just kind of went back to the stream. You know, we were basically running breaking even, maybe losing money. But now, a couple days ago, I got paid $500 to make a 1-minute ad for a game called Warpath. Got paid 500 bucks. So now I'm a professional streamer. So that's what it is. Had to get a haircut, had to start wearing a polo shirt. Because I'm a professional now. I'm getting paid. Of course, that money going back to Red Alert 2, you guys know how it goes. Money I make, it's got to go back to Red Alert 2. RA to the moon. It's more important than money. All right, now again, we're going to see a massive contest up here on this top side for these oils. And again, you got to think these guys can just die for them. I'm surprised to see both players building these engineers because they're so expensive, right? You could just let your opponent build 4 engineers, take the oils, and then destroy them. Is Ed's going to contest. Ed's going to try to take these oils. You just got to think at some point the other player is just going to hit the destruct button and blow him up. But Ed now a forward barracks. We'll see if Ed can keep his economy behind him. This sort of close quarter combat style is what Ed's known for. But again, just not really familiar with this map. You guys know how Ed is. He's got a family. He's been here for 20 years. He's not the kind of guy who's going to wake up early on a Sunday and prep the map. He's kind of the guy who's going to fly by the seat of his pants, try to make something happen. Now, both players, Ed has 2 oils now. Forward barracks. Saw takes the island on the bottom side, so nice map control from the red team, but they're spreading themselves out a little bit, and it is going to open you up to gut shots. That's what's scary about this map. Yes, the top side matters. Yes, the bottom side matters, but look at the gut shots, guys. You got to be so aware of that kind of stuff. And honestly, I think Saw's a beast. I think Saw's been getting... Oh, the Crazy Ivan! The Crazy Ivan paradrop! I think it got an oil on the bottom left. Did it? Yep, it did. It got 1 oil, maybe 2 oils. Still contesting on the top side. And we do see a Tesla coil out, using the Tesla Trooper to try to juice it up. Now Rocketeers over from Dynamic. That's a nice counter early on to an aggressive Soviet player like that. Saw pushing through Full Heart on the bottom side now. Prism Tower, and both players still not hitting the panic button. Neither player is contesting the oils. Again, either player can destroy 1 oil, target their own, and destroy all 4. But both players feel like they have an ability to hold it, but the Prism Towers are out now. That's tough, and I like this from Eddie. He's looking for a gut shot down the middle here. Dynamic on a ton of Grizzlies. Dynamic has so many Grizzlies right now. Now, this is expensive, though, this Prism Walk. Dynamic, oh, but he's only got 1 extra oil. Dynamic's just pretty dialed in right now. He's not going Eagles, he's not going Rocketeers, he's managing his economy nicely, but this Prism Walk is going to be very, very scary here. And they need to try to find a way to put some pressure on someone. The corner tech is juicy too. That oil and that power, Saw should get down and take out that power and that oil. Oh, and Ed gets over, grabs 1 oil, but those GIs doing a lot of work. Desolator's now into the zone. This Prism Walk, though, and Dynamic is preparing to capture these oils, and Dynamic getting a massive boost like this to his economy is not what they want right now, and Ed needs to hit the panic button. Yeah, Ed just needs to destroy these oils. He cannot let Dynamic keep getting money like that. Full Heart doing a great job holding off Saw, which is very impressive. Full Heart winning D2 last month, now moving into semi-pro. Saw a player. Oh, the forward Kirov from Ed. The forward Kirov from Ed. Again, this is best of 5, guys. So Ed and Saw fighting to stay alive right now. The Kirov wipes out those oils. Now uncontested. 1 IFV. Super late to the party. But both players come down to pinch out Saw. And Ed's tank's a bit slow here. So Saw getting double teamed. Dynamic with a lot of Grizzlies here. Ed now goes for a gut shot. Gets his Rhino strung out. Oh, a Desolator right into the middle of it. And that Kirov's still doing so much work. Flak tracks up now from Full Heart to try to help the cause. Saw gonna counterpunch bottom left. Dynamic looking to try to get behind enemy lines here. Now Saw's MCV uncontested. That Kurov's still wreaking havoc, and they go for the gut shot, and they do get it. They're going to pay the toll in blood, though, as Dynamic going to lose most of his army here. That Kurov does finally go down, and the Elite IFV is out. The Elite IFV is out. Luckily, he has those Desolators. But, ooh, Ed gets caught desoing his own tanks. Takes quite a bit of radiation damage. And Saw, again, relentless on this bottom side. But hats off to Full Heart for staying alive down here and holding off these attacks so far. Saw now with a lot of Rhinos, though. He's going to get some value bottom left. And Ed's going for the gut shot down the middle. Oh, the Eagles come in to hit the MCV. They don't get it, though. Paradrop top right. Saw going through. Full Heart going to lose his MCV. Ed and Saw have now woken up. They're here. They know the map, and they're staying alive. They are going to take point number 3, and that keeps the series going here. Whitechapel 00 with the follow. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, again, guys, we're running this whole tournament back to back right here, right now, today, live on Twitch. If you're catching this replay somewhere else, you want to come catch the action live, redalert2.com/live. Live streaming on Twitch, you catch all the behind-the-scenes action. But of course, YouTube's fun too. YouTube's only the cream of the crop. Only the best stuff makes it over to YouTube. If you haven't checked out the YouTube before, redalert2.com/YouTube. Every couple days I post a highlight on there, so it's only the best of the best of the best videos that make it over there. If you want to see the best videos, check out YouTube. If you want to catch all the videos, oh, he denies that engineer. The dog gets it. If you want to see all the videos, make sure you're following on Twitch as well. So again, very similar here. We're going to see Ed and Dynamic contesting the top side, going at these oils. Dynamic ultimately did pull through last time, but Dynamic going Soviet now. So we do have a 4 Soviet game here. Saw has taken the island almost every time and is going to get that airport now. This is juicy here. So guys, this tech, if you guys are playing in this tournament, if you're playing this map later, if you hit the oil, it takes the power. So the way it's set up is the oil and the power are opposite. So this time, oh, Dynamic hits the self-destruct button on the oils. That's interesting. So he's just like, all right, no one's going to get the oils. Let's just get rid of this. So now the oils are gone. But yeah, again, these corner techs, that's huge. Saw takes the island every game. He should go over here and take out that power and that oil. I think that's free value. Needs to be careful though, because he can get a gut shot. Dynamic down the middle here, but he needs to be Dynamic. See that discipline there from Dynamic, the way he didn't just recklessly go shooting the MCV. He knew he would get pinched out, so he kind of stutter stepped there. Didn't get caught trying to dive on an MCV. He didn't have the tanks for it. Probably would have paid with his entire army. So nice discipline there from Dynamic. Thins out Ed's army a little bit and makes it home for supper. Full Heart going right at Saw. I'm excited about Full Heart, man. You guys know, I mean, I have as much fun as anyone watching Legend and Marco play best of 99, but I think it's so exciting to have these kind of the semi-pro players, these guys who are coming up the ranks, proving themselves, and then busting into pro. Obviously, if you guys saw the action last month, Dynamic Dino coming from semi-pro into pro, and then winning 2 pro matches last month. So it's always fun watching these guys evolve. The Crazy Ivan paradrop. Damn it, he doesn't get anything done. Again, guys, the airport on the bottom of this map does give a Crazy Ivan, and Ed and Dynamic going right at each other. And this is interesting, a map this small to see play like this, both players just having to focus on their neighbors, and Full Heart is taking down Bonesaw. Full Heart, when I made these matchups yesterday, I set the players, I made the teams based on what I thought would be fair based on their ELO rankings. And to be honest with you guys, I thought Full Heart was going to be the weak link. I really did. I thought Dynamic was the strongest player in the division. I mean, that's how it was set up. Dynamic is the highest rated player here, and Full Heart is the lowest rated. Not by, a significant amount, but he is. He was in D2 last month. So I was a little worried about Full Heart, and I messaged him. I'm like, hey, man, are you ready for tomorrow? Like, are you hungry? Can you handle this? He's like, yes, I can handle it. Let's go. Of course, you guys know I love that kind of energy from players here. And Dynamic just going beast mode right now. Ed's in trouble. He needs some support. Saw needs to go up and help him, but he can't. Saw's got more important things going on the bottom side. He can't take his foot off the gas on the bottom side, or Full Heart's going to gut shot him. So Ed, left to his own devices, the Crazy Ivan gets in the backside of Dynamic's base, and that's going to pull Dynamic back for just a second and give Ed a little bit of room to breathe, which is exactly what he needed here. But what's the answer? How do they get offensive value here? Now, Saw has a nice fodder advantage here and is going to take advantage of that hill. I love the way this hill plays. There's so many nuances, the way you can use it in these tank battles. and Saw finally gets a little bit of a leg up here, but now Desolators from Full Heart. Desolators completely clean out Saw's fodder, and Ed coming back alive on the top side. Man, you've got to think that Red Team was down quite a bit here early on, but they are on the Blue Team's side of the map right now. What can they get done? Nice Desolators from Full Heart. Nice Desolators. Gonna grab it. Ed dives on that oil. Conscript's getting some value. Oh my god, you guys, what a match. The naval yard's out, and now, Saw uncontested in Full Heart's base now. That MCV's got to be going down here, and Ed somehow, every time I look up here, it looks like Dynamic has more tanks, more units, and more buildings, but somehow Ed making it happen and allows Saw to get on the backside, and now Saw on a lot of radiation. Is he going to die for the MCV? Ed gets a nice chain reaction off an oil there. Saw dives on the MCV and gets it. And now Full Heart does not have a war factory or a barracks. And just like that, Full Heart is completely out of this game, now stuck building amphibious transports. And it's a 2v1. It's a 2v1, boys. Let's go. Oh my god. I thought we were watching a blowout. Here we are. Ed and Saw. Oh my god. Ed and Saw now. On a 2-0 run, looking for a 3-0 run to go into the finals here. It's a single elimination tournament, boys. Fighting to stay alive as they go up 2-2. The first match of this tournament today. Again, this action's going to come match you guys back to back to back. Winner of this does go on to the finals. Loser of this goes to third and fourth place. We're burning barns, boys. Ed and Saw on a 2-0 run after 2 rough games to start off the day here. They've won the last 2, and we're burning barns. Here it is. Winner of this goes on. Loser of this, third and fourth place game. You don't want to be in the third and fourth place game. That's never fun. So again, we're going to see a 4 Soviet game here. It'll be interesting to see how this map evolves throughout the day. What we see with the metas and the factions. Oh my god, Saw gets a super dog on the bottom. So this time, Full Heart's going to try to contest the island now this time. He hasn't really pulled this off yet. So far, Saw's just kind of taken the island uncontested. I feel like this is the bigger battle on the top side. But yeah, anyway, I love watching getting new maps and getting players in here, good players playing new maps, and watching how they adjust their strategies in real time, like point by point, game by game, and you're just already seeing it, right? We've been streaming for 20 minutes and everything's completely different than it was 20 minutes ago, which is always fun to see. Again, guys, this is the 2v2 version of this map. In the tournament, the 1v1 tournament, this is the map as well, the boom map, but the map is smaller. It basically doesn't have this level. Ed's warmed up, but Ed puts himself broke. We did see him lose the second point because of this. Ed spread himself a little bit too thin. Now we have a full commit on this bottom island. Both players with all their production. And look at the middle of the map. The middle of the map's totally empty. You don't even know there's a game going on right now. And again, neither player hitting the panic button. They're both letting the oil stay alive. Ed dead broke, though. Dynamics dead broke. Everyone dead broke. These early knife fights like this, trench warfare, is so expensive to keep up with. Not only because you're spamming defensive structures, spamming infantry, spamming tanks, but also oftentimes a lot of players lose track of their macro. They just build their oils a little bit slower. You can't blame them. Mortals only have a couple different arms to be doing things with at one time, and the actions per minute are huge here. In these early engagements, most players do fall behind. 3 tanks behind enemy lines. Saw slow on the repair. No way he gets this. No way he gets this. Oh, he saves it on 1 tick. Oh, he saves it on 1 tick. That could have easily been the game, and I love that map awareness there from Full Heart. He gets downfield with 3 tanks. If you guys know me, if you watch me stream, you know 4 tanks. The 4 tank split is what you need. It's so difficult to destroy an MCV with 3 tanks. It takes so long. Saw was slow on that repair, so it was close. But I love that. I love that. When you see a map that's getting really spread out like this, look for the gut shots. Go right down the middle. I love where Full Heart's head was at. Didn't pull it off, and so the game goes on. That's one of those things, guys, a half a second different. We'd be in a very different game right now. Saw would be stuck on 1 war factory at the 2-minute mark. But as it stands, the action rolling on here. Ed gonna bunker up, and now both players shifting out of their bottom and top zones here a little bit. The center tech destroyed, both players losing interest, and now the action gonna focus more towards the center. As these big armies start to grow, protecting your MCV gets that much more important. This bunker getting tremendous value right now. Saw hanging out in a hot zone for way too long. Full Heart bunkered in nicely here, just trying to stay alive. And I think that's a good idea. In a 2v2 like this, you oftentimes have a player that's going to be a little bit weaker on your team. And generally, the other team's going to try to pinch that player out. Normally, the idea is to pinch out the weaker player, double team him, hit his MCV. And in this case, I like that Full Heart's playing nice and conservative. playing defensive and letting Dynamic do his thing. He doesn't want to have Dynamic babysitting him. You know, it's going to throw Dynamic out of his game. Saw gets himself pinched on this bridge, but does have the tanks for it. And Dynamic is loading up quite the war machine here, outproducing Ed 2 to 4 war factories. That allows Dynamic to split off some rhinos here. Dynamic now splitting rhinos. Dynamic now fighting on the bottom, top, and the bottom. Saw catches a couple of rhinos out of position. So Ed on 9K. Ed now brings out his 3rd war factory. Dynamic on 4, Saw on 3, Full Heart on 3. So the war factories are similar here, but Dynamic has a pretty significant standing army advantage. But we've seen Ed be able to swing that with Desolators, which are going to be entering the game now. Ed out with the radar. Demo truck. Oh, is he building demo trucks? Oh, he's building demo trucks. He's building, and Ed doesn't see that. Ed doesn't realize I think Ed thought that was a crate demo truck. Dynamic is building demo trucks, getting tremendous value. Ed gonna try to dive on that demo truck. Oh, the oil would get the MCV. That oil would take the MCV if he gets it. He moves the MCV. Oh my god, the demo truck's doing work. The Dynamic Dino, man. I am so excited about the Dynamic Dino, man. The last couple months watching this guy evolve into the player that he is today. Yeah, I'm giddy about it. Man, Ed and Saw not out of this yet, but we've seen this in almost all their games. The blue team here starting off with momentum, but you know, that's why Ed and Saw are playing this game where they're on their toes. So as soon as there's a gap in the armor, as soon as there's a mistake made, they're making their opponents pay for it. But I don't know, Dynamic's on 12K, Ed on 13K, Dynamic's on his 5th war factory now, Ed only on 3. Ed out now with Desolators. No one able to take their foot off the gas long enough to get over to tech. We do see radars out, but that's pretty much it. Desolators on the top side as well. I think Dynamic's going to try to dive with that top side army and try to get something done. And he gets another war factory. And that's chipping away. You know, Ed's lost a few war factories in this fight, and that makes a huge difference. Oh, and Battle Lab. So now there's the Battle Lab switch. So quick. I like that. I like that move. And the forward War Factory, topside Kirov. And this is really, really tricky because Ed going flak tracks is tough. It's going to put him even further behind on Rhinos. He's going to try to go flak cannons. Flak cannons are a tough counter. Flak cannons are a tough counter. Saw says, why so broke? What's he on? 5 oils? Yeah. Kirov now, yeah, so, and Ed's got some flak tracks, but they're going to lose an oil and a power on that top side. Full Heart pushing through on the bottom side. Dynamic with so many Rhinos now. Yeah, Ed will take a base trade if he's allowed it. So Ed does get a base trade. This army on the bottom side is insane. They can try to start spamming. But I'm surprised that these guys didn't need to take this base trade. A bit questionable here. Ed splits off his tanks, takes down all of the war factories. Now splits off top and bottom. And we get into and Ed going to pull. I don't think Ed can really pull back here. There's just too many tanks. I think this base trade is about as good as it's going to get. But I guess they're going to lose all their buildings. Man, on a lot of radiation here. Ed doing everything he can with these Desolators. But they're just getting outproduced here. And all that radiation allows Ed, but is anyone producing on the right side? Saw's last war factory goes down. The Kirov's still uncontested. Not going to matter. But Ed comes out on top of that. Is Ed droned right now? Oh, there's so many drones, though. And Ed's... Oh, the Kirov's still uncontested. Saw goes down. Ed left alone. There's just too many drones. Ed's not producing. Not gonna matter. Wow. Yeah, that's got to be it. Both players, obviously, on the left side here, fully producing. And what a what a wild one there. Yeah, you just see that's what it comes down to. You know, prepping the map a little bit more there. Obviously, Dynamic and Full Heart a lot more familiar with their game plan. But Ed and Saw, for not having a plan, made things happen. We are over to Asan and Zed versus Snark and Kicks.
here. Hold this.